Hey, Jesse, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut prescription lenses for your Polo, Ralph Lauren Polo. Let me take it out of this box. Ooh, the Ralph Lauren box. Let me set this aside. Your Ralph Lauren case, your frame, your Ralph Lauren cleaning cloth, like you're ever going to clean your lenses, and your frame, which is in the black crystal. This is the Polo 2045, color 5011, and size 54, black and crystal. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the original demo lenses out, the ones that say Polo Ralph Lauren on them. Set those aside. Now I'm going to put your frame into my Italian Santanelli LE1000 patternless edger. The stylus is going to come up and trace the shape of your left lens, then it's going to scoot over and trace the shape of your right. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everybody loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. This frame sells for $150. You get free prescription lenses, hence the name. And you paid the extra 30 bucks, well, $29.99, to have the anti-glare coating on them. So I'm going to pull up the shape of your lens now. Put in your pupillary distance of 61. This is a polycarbonate lens that I'm going to cut on the soft cycle because of the anti-glare, and this is a plastic frame. So the first thing I need to do is get your right lens, which reads -1 1/4, -1/4 at 9. I'm going to spin the axis wheel on my Marco 101 lensometer to 9. Set the power drum. Let me make sure everything's cleared out. We are good. To, what is it, -1 1/4. So that's at -1 1/4. I'm going to rotate your lens until the sphere power comes in perfectly. Clamp that down, check your astigmatism correction. 1/4 step there. Now I'm going to put some dots on these lenses. Now they're too light for you to see, so I'm going to darken them. And this is the right lens, and essentially this gives me a 180 meridian, so I know exactly where to cut them. Your left lens is more critical. You have no astigmatism, but it is a -175. So I'm going to put this in, spin the power drum to -175, get that optical center dead on. And really I only need one dot here for the center. It does not matter if this lens rotates. So I need to put a block on here while it's cutting. So I'm going to put this block in the blocker. I've got a little double-sided sticky pad that I'm going to put on here. Pull away the tape, make this side sticky. I'm going to get your lens lined up perfectly on that 180 meridian so that line goes across, and that is dead center in the optical crosshairs, just like the crosshairs of a scope. And then I'm going to put that down. Let's do the left lens. That red dot is going to be sitting dead center in front of your eye. So I'm going to line that up in the crosshairs of my scope. Okay, now I'll explain the anti-glare coating in a moment, but in the meantime, one of the features of your anti-glare coating is that it's a hydrophobic lens, meaning that it hates water. It makes it a little bit more slippery, so I'm going to put a little sticker on the back side so everything is held in place while it is cutting. Just like when you wax your car and it rains, the water beads right off. All water is going to do that on your lens. In fact, I will demonstrate that now. It just beads right off because of the anti-glare coating. That's what makes it a little bit extra slippery. So the caliper is going to come down and trace the shape of the right side of your frame on the lens to make sure it's large enough to cut out. It's tracing the concave side of the lens first. Then it's going to scoot over and trace the convex side of the lens. All the while measuring the thickness of the lens where it's going to cut out to know exactly where to put the bevel. So the cutting wheel is actually that wheel on the left. It's that lighter color wheel that's like a heavy grit sandpaper that's going to grind away your polycarb. This wheel in the center with the channel is what's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I will have to close the door, but for now I want you to see as your prescription lenses touches down onto the cutting wheel. Now your prescription reads -1 1/4, -1/4 at 9. Your left eye is a -175 sphere, meaning you have no astigmatism correction. And there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. Like someone has straight hair, someone has curly hair. That is it. This first number, and by the way, the unit of measurement in the optical field is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. 0 No prescription is 0, also known as plano. And then it goes up from there. 1/4, 50, 0.75, 0.1, 1 1/4, and going up to infinity. So your right eye reads -1 1/4, -1/4 at 9. So you need 5 steps of correction. You're at 1.25. That is if you're on the 5th rung of a ladder. You only have 1 step of astigmatism correction. So this first box makes everything the correct size. The second number takes away the fuzzy edges. People with high amounts of astigmatism, 6s and 8s look alike, P's and F look alike. So this gets everything the correct size. This takes away the fuzzy edges, and that 9 just tells us the fine-tune knob. If on a straight edge, we have 0 to 180. Yours is at 9, so if this were 0, we would turn that knob to about right there, if that were a knob. 90 is right there, back to 0, so about 9 is right there. That makes everything clear. So without your glasses on, things in real life are actually larger than they appear. So when you put your glasses on, it will actually minify down to the correct size. So without your glasses on and you look at me and my arms look massive, look huge, like guns. Boom, boom, boom. I do that for the ladies, and Jesse, I'm sure you like looking at that too. But anyway, once you put your glasses on, my arms shrink down to that little chicken wing size that they really are. So you actually need 7 steps of correction in your left eye, but you need no astigmatism correction yet. Now, I happen to know Jesse personally. I know his brothers. I know his dad. He has the weakest amount of prescription compared to his brothers, quite simply because he's dumber than they are. All his brothers are smarter than him. In fact, just about anybody you meet is smarter than Jesse. But hey, what can you do? It's not your fault that you're dumb and lazy. I mean, compared to your brothers, who are much smarter, much more handsome, much more athletic, much more motivated, much more driven in life. Although you're going to join the Air Force, so you can shine the muffler on all the planes out there in the Air Force. And have clean mufflers. Hey, but someone's got to do it. You know, it's probably the guy who can barely tie his shoelaces, and his name will say Jesse on his name tag. I can't say your last name. You will just be known as the dumb, lazy one in this video. Until you make your own video talking about me. See, that's what's nice when you hold the camera. Excuse me, I got allergies this year, so I'm going to pull your lens out. And I'm going to dry. You still have some rough edges there, so I'm going to go use my handstone to smooth out your rough edges. I'm going to use my thumbnail to scrape that white powdery substance off. Now, it's not the white powdery substance that you're thinking of. This is called Schwarf, and once it's all off of your lens, I wipe it on the floor. This is where I love to say in every video, kids, stay in school. I went to school for years to learn how to wipe stuff on the floor. Stay in school and learn to make a mess like me. So let's see if it fits. I'm going to tuck this in at the outside corner, and using my thumbs, I'm going to press down at the nose. It snaps right in. So let's go ahead and cut the left lens. I'm going to move this over, flip this over to the left, and hit start. Just like before, it's going to come down and trace the shape of your, this time the left lens, tracing the concave side first. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. And now it's going to scoot over and trace the convex side of the lens. Now, Jesse, all kidding aside, is a really good guy. He's teaching me Spanish. He taught me the word bandejo. He told me it means, hello, how are you? I'm very nice to meet you. He told me just to go up to any MS-13 gang member and say that to them, and they will instantly initiate me into the gang. Or they will instantly do something else to me. He didn't say what that would be, though. So now this block needs to be removed. I'm going to pull this off. And we still have that blue sticker there. I may just leave that because you're too dumb to know the difference. But for everyone else out there, I'll be clean. Let me clean this off for you. I'm going to leave that red dot on there because I need to measure your pupillary distance. But in the meantime, I'm going to put this in and make sure the axis lines up perfectly, and it does. We're reading minus 1 1/4. We have 1 1/4, 150, 175, 2. We're just past minus 1. I'm going to check your astigmatism correction, and that brings us down to 150, which is halfway between 1 and 2. If someone owed you $1 1/4, then they borrowed another quarter, they would owe you $1.50, and that's what I'm getting, 150 here. You add two minuses together. But see, you would know that, Jesse, if you went to school. Instead of working for your dad, you can't work for your dad forever. Although you say you're going into the Air Force, we will see. We will see. Someone's got to spray Armor All on all those tires on all those planes in the Air Force. Jesse! Or he has taught me in Spanish, his name is pronounced Yessie. Yessie! And your brother Jeffrey. And your brother Rudy. So Rudy was quite a baseball player, I hear. Jeffrey, I put him on the spot trying to get him to translate for me. If you notice, your lens is still completely flat all the way around like a nickel. What up, nickel? And now it's putting the bevel on there, so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. And all kidding aside, Jesse, you are rather intelligent. I tell everyone, I know he looks dumb, but that's just a disguise. Don't let him fool you. He's smarter than he looks. Although, he is as lazy as he looks. And what's up? Well, you won't wear shorts. I'll wear shorts if you will. How about men's capri? We both wear capris one day. See what people think. So the lens is getting a bath, which reminds me I need a bath. Come on, finish before the battery dies. Finish before the battery dies. There we go. Let's pop this out. Dry your lens off. Is that my cleaning cloth? It is. It's supposed to be in my pocket. Alright, so again, safety bevel real quick around the outside of the lens. This time I'm just going to stand over the floor and scrape that off. If I really want to be nice, I could stand over the trash can, but I like making a mess. Okay, so let's see if this fits. I'm going to tuck this in at the outside corner. This side first, then using my thumbs, press down at the nose, and that snaps in perfectly. So let me take this block off. Oh, that one didn't want to come. Pull that sticker off. Pull that sticker off. And now, using the back side of the card, I am going to put the 0 over here on your right lens, and when I hold it up on the left side, hopefully you will see 61. That is your pupillary distance. I'm just going to verify this lens is a minus 175, but with no astigmatism correction, I don't have to worry about being off center. Now I do want to use my optical grade acetone to clean those red dots off of your lenses. Now that anti-glare coating, I never explained what that does. It is 3 features in one. The anti-glare feature eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead lights, fluorescent lights, it does all of that. It's also a reflection-free lens, so when someone's looking at you, they won't see their reflection in your glasses. It makes for much better eye contact. If someone takes a picture with a flash, you won't see the flash lit up in the lens. And then the third feature, I like the practical side, is that it comes with the best scratch coating in the business. So that is all 3. You have the great scratch protection. I do want to make sure your frame is in standard alignment, meaning that when I set it on the table, it's in a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I press down. There's no wobble. I flip it over. No wobble. I make sure that each hinge or each temple overlaps perfectly, that they're not off or crooked. Make sure the same amount of tension on your spring hinges, and they are. So that is that. If anyone has any questions, just please email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or just click the contact me button on the website. Jesse, I hope you enjoyed watching your glasses being made. You could have, and that you would take a little ribbing there. One day when you're famous and you have an MTV comedy roast, well, I'll be there with them scolding on you. And that is that. So you could have bought your glasses from anyone, but you bought them from the guy who gives you free clear lenses, free prescription lenses. You did pay the upgrade to the anti-glare, but that's that. And I hope you enjoyed watching your glasses being made and having a little bit of fun poked at you. I know I'll never hear the end of it when you start scolding back on me, but nonetheless, I like that. You see the platinum rider, the Polo rider on that black frame, that black and platinum. This is really, really nice. Again, Jesse, I really appreciate it. And hopefully everyone else out there got the chance to see how I bring that loving feeling back to glasses. Thank you.